cartel has got bottomless funds from pushing that spank crap. If we make an open attack on them, they'll wipe the floor with us. They must be making spank on that big boat that Curly led you to. So we gotta use our heads, or rather one head, your head. I'm asking you to destroy that spank factory as a personal favor to me, Salvatore Leone. If you do this for me, you will be a made man. Anything you want.
Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to my peoples and my guys. Look alive, look alive. It's your boy Act Reacher with another episode of the Jab Jamboree produced by the LDBC executive, produced by the Full Berserker Clan. We in here. Let me get in this chat. La La D, salute La La. Stormy B, two slice sales. Shakita is in the building. What's going on, Kui? Focus Ball, my brother. All New York is in the house. What's going on, Drew? Waiting for my brothers to hop in here. I threw some links out there. You know what I mean? And they ain't even in the building. I could have sworn some links, and they forcing me to go live. Like, Act, you don't go live no more. You don't do this. You know what I'm saying? I went live for the people. I went live for the people because y'all need to be entertained. And there ain't no Smoke City Mobcast, man. That's messed up. Salute, though. Salute. So while I wait for people to jump in here, I just want to pay my condolences to Floyd Mayweather and his family. I didn't really want to speak on it because I didn't know if it was true or not, but it's definitely sad. He lost the children, is the mother of his children, you know what I mean? Recently, they found her dead in the car. So I don't know what's the reasoning. I don't know if it was a suicide or, you know, if they got a case or, you know, but look, I just hope that, you know what I mean, everything is everything, man. Because even though Floyd is a jerk, he don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, you know what I mean? Even though his kids is grown, basically. All his kids is basically grown. You know what I mean? But still though, it don't mean nothing. You can't, you know, replace certain people. I know that. Stormy said you ain't shoot the Storm A link. Hold on. Here's what I do. Even though normally I don't do this, but fuck it. There you go. You could jump on, man. I'll put the link in the chat. It is what it is. It's one of them days, man. It's a free for all day. But yeah, man. But outside of that, a lot of things that I've been hearing this week has been surrounding the whole glove controversy. And it's funny because right before I went live, a person put up a picture of Muhammad Ali and said Ali fought the same way Fury did, this, that, and the third. And that's crazy because I brought that up when one of the brothers went live that Ali did that in the second Frazier fight. And sure enough, that picture was of the Ali Frazier 2 fight. But even though Ali did that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Even without him flicking, he was gonna beat Joe Frazier, bro. That first fight, to be honest with you, in the first fight, if Ali didn't get knocked down, and that's the only reason, I honestly would have had Ali winning that fight slightly if he didn't get knocked down. And in the first fight, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Frazier was in a hospital for like 2 months. Ali only had a swollen jaw. What would you rather have, a swollen jaw or you be in the hospital? You had to see Smoking Joe after that fight. He looked like Willie Lump Lump. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, man, they just try to do anything to try to make it seem like, Fury did this all by himself. Now, what I am going to say is this. I do believe Deontay Wilder is that talented. And if Deontay Wilder would have had his legs under him, and yes, I do agree with my brother with the leg situation. I agree with him 100%, but we got to fix the tactics in the fight first. Before anything, we need we need to approach that next fight like a fucking script. If any of y'all took drama class, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's how this fight needs to be approached. Real talk. Like, this fight has to be fought in phases and in stages. Like, there has to be a point where Wilder's boxing on the outside, then he gradually moves in on the inside. Just trying to be an enigma and trying to be really tricky and trying to be more of his tactics being more of an enigma. You don't want to be obvious. I think that's one of the worst thing. I always used to say that being underestimated is an advantage. You know what I mean? A lot of people underestimate Deontay Wilder's boxing ability. I know Deontay Wilder can box from the outside, but I would be stupid to think and to be dumb to think that he doesn't need to change anything. He really does need to change certain things that he does. And one of the things to start with is when Tyson Fury was coming forward, I'm not saying Deontay Wilder can't fight backwards, because he showed that he can in the first Luis Ortiz fight. When he set up the knockdown, he kind of stepped back and caught him. So I just feel like there's certain things that, Deontay Wilder has to work on. Hold on. Oh, wow. I didn't even know you could put people on timeout and stuff from here. Because I'm trying to delete the link because I don't think Stormy, the link is in the chat. I don't know if you're really trying to hop on. I'm not gonna be on too long. But the Black Banter said respect to you, brother Ack, in the chat. Ali and Frazier use 6-ounce gloves and detached thumbs. 70s is where there were more regulations regarding the gloves. Facts. You're right about that. The Black Panther said, forget the theory, fight right. We fight right. You fight dirty. We fight dirty. No more excuses, man. We at war. That's a fact. I agree with you on that, Black Banter. That's a fact. That's a fact. And we want Fury's head on a platter. On a platter. You said it completely right, Black Banner. You said it completely right. Just like I was talking about Jimenez. I want Fury head on a platter because he's another one making a mockery out of what happened with Deontay Wilder. See, now I'm about to sit up, man, because I'm in my bed. See, because I'm pissed off, man. Fury in this third fight, I want Deontay Wilder to fucking. I don't even want it to be the second stage of a concussion when he hit that man. I want it to be like the fifth stage, if you can even get to, like, the fifth stage of a concussion. I don't know, man, but I just want Wilder to finish this dude. What's going on, Stormy?
Hey, what's happening, Ack? How you feeling, bro?
Oh, I'm feeling good, brother. Just a little tired. I ain't wanna. I was thinking about not really going on, but then I was like, nah, man. You know, it ain't a lot going on tonight. I was like, yeah, I owe the people that. Let me go live. But what's going on, man? How you feel about what I'm talking about, man? You could chime in and talk about what you want, bro.
Oh, first of all, I look at it like this. Smoke City got canceled or whatever. So you got brothers and sisters out there that's looking to talk, looking to hear some content or whatever. So it's good that you did go on. That's you fill in the space, and you fill in the minds and bodies that's out there looking for the content. So that's why I'm here to support you.
And I appreciate you, brother.
you know,
So what do you think about the whole glove conspiracy and all of the that whole spectacle and surrounding the fight and all of that? I'm sure you talked about it, but you ain't talk about it on my show, so I would like to know your thoughts, brother.
Believe it or not, I haven't really talked about it at all, even on my channel, because I'm trying to also give everything a chance to play itself out. But there's no denying, once people had taken a closer look into things, that some definite illegal tactics were used out of the Fury camp. And the weird thing about it is the whole evening smacked of something odd and surreal. And I just didn't like the way the things played out for Wilder, because I don't think we saw him at his best on that night. But you also can't take away from the fact that Fury came prepared to do what he wanted to do, and Wilder should have at least been ready for that. And it don't even appear that that may have been the case. But you cannot deny that after reviewing some things, that he was clearly being hit with bare fists in certain circumstances. It may have caught him by surprise. It may have stunned him. It may have contributed to the fact that, getting hit clean like that, bare fist right off the bat, could have shook up his whole psyche, a lot of things. But then when we go to the corner, his corner, I didn't get a chance to hear much communication over there, and I didn't like that, because that's the one thing that HBO did well. HBO would always have those mics in the corner, particularly after the Panama Lewis incident years ago, with the Aaron Pryor. So that's why they really started
Yeah,
micing people up.
yeah,
You know,
I remember that. I remember that.
so the fact that we couldn't get much mic of what was happening out of Wilder's corner in particular, and they looked like they were kind of silent. I didn't see Mark Brilliant doing any talking, and that guy Jay Diaz, I don't have no confidence in him anyway. But it looked like amateur night under a real serious situation. It kind of reminds me also, it takes me back to Tokyo, Japan, back in 1990, when Buster Douglas upset Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, who was no longer working with Kevin Rooney and the people out of the Custom Auto camp, he had Aaron Snow and Jay Bright and those guys. But how do you come to the fight and you don't have materials for if your fighter gets cut? You don't have Answell. You don't, you're not prepared.
Yeah, that was crazy. It looked like they filled the glove full of ice or something.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to be professionals. Whether your guy in 50 fights never needed to have a cut taken care of, you're supposed to be prepared in case it does. And they didn't have an Answell that night. And Mike Tyson took a beating. But if they had an Answell, he might not have gotten knocked out. He probably would have just lost the decision, because he couldn't see those punches from Buster Douglas. His eye is swollen shut. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when the fighter can be the hell of a guy. He could go out there and knock people out. He could go out there and outclass people and all this and that. But one freaking slip up of the corner at a important and significant time and moment can lead to him losing. I talk about it all the time. I talk about the chief seconds all the time. And some people may think to a certain degree, because I speak about it like I do, that, oh, Stormy just drowning that out. No, here you see a situation. Were they able to get a Deontay's attention?
I think you are definitely right, because I pointed that out in a video that I made recently.
Mm-hmm.
I think you definitely right. I said this is why I like having like those old heads that kind of nag you all the time in your corner, because they be the ones that save your ass. They be the ones like, nah. Look at that act. Look at that. His trunks is mad high. Yo, ref, look, my man's just the shorter guy. He got to work in there. See, if I know that you doing that for me, I know that you really love me. I'm not ever going to question you. Little shit like that, I probably wasn't even thinking about, because, the fighter is so into what he got to do. He's not going to be thinking about the slight details and stuff like that.
You got to be able to take care of him. You got to be the eyes that he doesn't have to see what's going on and to be looking out for his best welfare. Back in the early 60s, when Ali fought Sonny Liston for the first time, Sonny Liston came out there with some type of liniment on his glove that was blinding Ali, along with the sweat and everything. As it got in Ali's eyes, his eyes was burning. So he was basically fighting blind. And when he returned to the corner, he told Angelo Dundee, he's like, cut these gloves off. They cheating out there. And Angelo was like, settle down. And he was like, what's going on? So he washed Ali's eyes and he took his finger, his pinky finger, and rubbed it across Ali's eye and then put it near his own eye. And whatever it was a substance that made his eyes sting. So Ali was basically blind. So he rinsed his eyes out really good, and Ali wanted to quit. And he said, no. He's like, listen, run. When the next bell rang, he told Ali, just run, just move around. And he did that. He survived that very next round. And then when that round ended, when they come out for the very next round, his sight was returning to him. And he was able to finish the fight. He stopped Sonny Liston. Okay, now think about that. He wanted to quit because he couldn't see. But his trainer calmed him down and let him know, because they were in the fight of their lives. It's the heavyweight championship of the world. You quit in this fight, you might not ever get a shot again. You understand? So Angelo took control of the situation. And that's what a good chief second is going to look out for you. He knew that Ali would probably just need a period of time. And he had the mobility where he could move around on Liston like that for a round at least straight and get himself back together. And he did. And that's the type of thing. That's the difference between having a capable corner and a corner that is uncertain. And you don't need anyone uncertain when you've got those lights on and it's for all the marbles. You see, because I'll tell you something. Had I been in Deontay's corner after that second round where he got dropped and he came back, I would have iced his head down, which I didn't see them doing. I would have looked in. I would have got right in front of him. And I say, look, this is a whole different ball game we come into this night. All our other game plan is out the window. When you get out there with him, throw his big ass on the floor. When you get back out there, throw his big ass on the floor. Take a point deduction or something. Let him know it's a fight tonight. Next time he get in close with you, elbow his ass right across that eye where his cut was busted open. We going in tonight. I would say, you hear me, Deontay? I would make him look me in the eyes. I said, this is a fucking fight. This is for your championship. Okay? It's no hold bar. He started it. You gonna finish it. I didn't see that from Mark Breland. They were very reticent. They were so relaxed.
You know how Mark Breland is, though, Stormy. They call him old Whisper Mark.
Hey, but this wasn't a whispering moment. You understand? Because he's got the heavyweight champion of the world here. And he was under extreme pressure. But if you see in your cornerman, he got spirit, he got life. Do you want to let him down? Do you want to let your family down and your friends and your fans that's out here come to see you put on your show? Because that's what he's got to carry to you.
See,
that's where he's got to bring you back to your focus. That's where he's got to right the ship.
I think you definitely, what you said is definitely right, but it's so hard to be like an Angelo Dundee, to have that perfect
you don't have
time
to be Angelo
in a perfect world. But you know how, you know what I'm saying, Storm. You know how certain fighters, you could be telling them something and they looking at you and you think they listening to you, but they not really listening to you.
But that's why, listen, that's what makes good trainers, great trainers, and poor trainers. Because understand what I'm telling to you right now, and I see Drew has come in. We got to let him cook too. The significance of calling the attention to your fighter in this exact moment. Sometimes you have to come outside of yourself if you want it. If you don't want it, keep doing the same shit you're doing, and it'll pass you by, and somebody else will get it next time. You understand? So this is what I tell you all the time. It's like, it's the difference between daring to be great and just happy to be along for the ride. There is a difference. And that's what your man needs to know. Lennox Lewis, when he was fighting Mike Tyson, Emmanuel Stewart basically punched him in the chest. Wake your ass up and go out there and freaking knock him out. Otherwise, he's going to get lucky and hit you with something. Because Lennox was out there just kind of tapping with the jab.
Nah, you ain't lying. Around. He said, what you doing? Let the right hand go. Let the right hand go.
He punched him in his chest with the palm of his hand. He's like, get out there and do something. Otherwise, he's going to catch your ass with something. And he was right, because that's all Mike had was a puncher's chance. And you lay around and you let that puncher get one off, your ass will be on the canvas. But I'll stop there, man. Let's welcome Drew. What's up, Drew? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, what's going on, Drew?
Family. What's good, family? What's good?
What's going on, bro? And salute to Mac. And after Drew Cook, we're gonna come to you, Mac. We talk about the whole glove situation, Drew. Cook on that and how you feel about it.
First of all, I wanna you can't address the drug situation. I mean the gun. It is a drug situation. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. But you can't address the glove situation without addressing the temperament of his corner. That I had a long conversation with an OG today at the gym today. We talked for like about an hour, man. And there were just basic things that were wrong. When you go back and look at it, there were basic things that were all wrong in Deontay's corner. It's one thing for your fighter to be confused. It's another thing for the corner not to have any answers. That's what they're there for. They're there to provide the answers that the fighter doesn't see. You know, I've heard fighters definitely in their corners when they're confused about something. Okay, what he hit me with? Or when I'm throwing the left hand, what is he doing? Because they don't see it. It's the corner's job to rectify everything that's going wrong in that ring. And after the first round, you saw it was wrong. And when he got back to the goddamn corner, his lip was busted. And he looked confused. Well, he looked lethargic when the damn fight started, but that's a whole nother conversation. But after the first round, I didn't hear any direction from Mark Breland, and it's not because he's soft-spoken. I didn't see or hear anything. Everyone just had nothing to say. It was a mute corner. They just gave him a sip of water, and I didn't hear any strategy. Move to his left, hold on the inside, try and punch over his jab. Are you okay? I didn't hear any of that shit. And it wasn't because I was in a loud bar. I was watching for what the corners for me are very important, man. And you see how important they are now. If people don't understand it, you see how important the corner is. And for those people that go back as far as I do, you see how important corners are in 1990 with Mike Tyson. I knew there was something, well, you know, I'm immersed into the sport, but I knew there was something wrong when I saw them putting that damn bag over his eye. I looked at my father. I said, what the hell is this? He says, yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. He said, matter of fact, I don't even recognize anybody in this corner. It is ridiculous. Now, the sad part is, Wilder's corner, everybody that was supposed to be there was there, but nobody had any valid information to give him. There was nothing there. I didn't hear any strategy. If I missed it, someone please put it in the chat. Someone say something now. I didn't hear anything of note from his corner. There was nothing there. There was no strategy. And Stormy's absolutely right. What I would have done, if I had no strategy, once the tone was set in the first round. All right, this guy's not powerful, but somehow he's hurting my guy. This time, okay, you know what? If you got to get a DQ, then that's just what it's going to be. But what you're not going to be is outclassed. That's not happening tonight. All right, when he lays his big ass on you, I don't care what you do. Put that elbow in his throat. There's an OG move that I learned. I don't even remember this guy's name, but there's a move in the clinch where you can buckle your opponent's knee. You take your knee and hit him on the side of his knee. Just give him a little jab with the knee. Boom. You ever caught a knee to knee in playing basketball? That's what you do in the ring. You stun him up a little bit. Boom. Just a little jab. Knee to knee. Boom. Do something. There was nothing there. They didn't even tell him to get dog in there. You knew what kind of fight it was going to be after the first round, and his corner failed him. Now, I'm going to say this also before I give it up to Mac. Here's the deal. After the fight, I drive home confused. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I knew there was going to be a fallout, but I wasn't sure as to what extent. The next day, we hear about Wilder firing Breland, and everybody was going crazy. Let me explain the contradictions and how it doesn't really matter what Wilder do because he could do no right. If he fired Breland, well, when we heard he fired Breland, at first I said, you know what? If that's what he feels, if that's what he felt he had to do, then that's what it was. I don't care. All right, because I know what I saw in that corner. What I saw was an epic fail. All right. Some people were saying he fired the wrong guy. Whatever. But then as the weeks go on, we're now about 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later now, we're finding out things about gloves. We're potentially, I believe he was drugged in the fight, especially, with all this research I've done. George Foreman saying things like, he felt he was poisoned in the fight, and me and Stormy spoke behind the scenes about things that we've noticed. We're going to have that conversation soon. Listen, the gloves were tampered with. They shut cameras off. Where the hell was anybody from Wilder's camp in that locker room to make sure the right thing was being done? Okay? Where was his information that could help him get through this fight in that corner as we was watching it in real time? Okay? Where was the coaching staff? All right? So if Deontay Wilder decided to fire his entire camp, I had no problem with it. Because you know something? Here's the reality. As horrible of a quote-unquote boxer as people allege he is, his corner failed him, man. His corner failed him. And whatever luck they was trying to lean on that night, it ran out that night. So if you want to start somewhere, start with that corner. I didn't have a problem with him failing him. Now here's where he could do no right. Everyone says he needs to learn something different to do something different. But when we heard he fired Mark Breland, everyone was calling him a turncoat and a traitor. And he should be loyal to Breland. How the hell you loyal to a person who failed you that one night on the most important night? And everything looked suspect that night. When you look back at it, everything looks suspect, from the ring walk to the behavior in the corner to the wrap gloves, and nobody caught that. Don't fire Mark Breland, be loyal to him. But this guy walked in there with bad wraps and a glove he could slip off his hand. Where was Breland then? You understand? Where was the new strategy? Why is he not learning anything new? So this is me being accountable. I root for my guy. Wilder's my guy. But I had no problem when I heard he said he had fired Breland, because somebody failed. When it soon they cut that camera off in the locker room, I said, no, I don't like that. And lo and behold, so this is the problem here. So now we're hearing that he didn't fire anybody. He added George Foreman. We're gonna see how that works out. But now, now. If nothing pops of this thing, this movement that we're pushing, this movement of truth, all right, because it's not bullshit. This is truth. The third fight is going to be a fair playing field. And I'm telling you right now, Fury going to get hurt, man. He going to get hurt. I mean, he's going to get hurt on a level. We talking about that body that everyone was going crazy over. I'm telling you, left hand, comatose. Right hand, cemetery. This is going to be bad. And I don't give a fuck about Fury because the guy's a goddamn cheater. But, you know, I could talk all night. I'm going to pass it on to Mac, brother.
Just a sec, real quick, Mac. Hold on. Let me start from, because mad people came in here, man. Let me start from Ron Finkley. He said, I see y'all cooking. Then he said, salute. Fuller said, yo, what's up? Focus Ball said, jab the like button. Eric Jenkins said, act Regis, salute. Corey Yellowman Jackson said, peace, family. My boy Kenneth Johnson in the building. Said, salute, act and panel. The Black Bandit said, some may ask if you can separate performance from performer. Yeah, that's like what asked what came first, the chicken or the egg. Eric Jenkins said, I got a dream. Oh, we got a dream team in the house. Appreciate it. Drew fell out. Corey Yellowman said, fucking latex gloves with water. Marcus Johnson said, salute. E. Woodson, my brother in the building. I'll see you in a minute. Man said there was absolutely no strategy that night. I was 11 years old, noticed all funny shit in the corner. Boy, Mark Wunderlich said, you behind the house. Salute, Ack and brothers. And then BFTB, hold on. I'm going to skip a little bit. BFTB said he ain't the one fighter. He can fire who he wants. Mark Wunderlich said BFTB facts. E. Woodson said the ring chair, I'm dead. All right, go. Mac, you there? Boss Mac, you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about them bad gloves, champ. Talk about them bad gloves.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all what's crazy though. The gloves was fucked up. He was punching through his wrist. I agree with what SS Cunningham said. I agree with what Pharaoh said. I agree with what everybody said about the gloves. But at this point, it don't matter. I'm not saying don't speak on it. Yeah, we're supposed to speak on it because we see something fucked up in the ring. But at this point, I'm looking at it like, why does it matter? Nobody's about to overturn this victory. Nobody. No matter how much we bitch, complain, we show proof, we bringing up facts. We see the facts. They see because we posting it. Everybody in the world see this shit. But you notice ain't nobody on their side saying nothing. The WBC ain't saying nothing. The Nevada State Athletic Commission is not saying nothing because they bitch ass ain't gonna do shit. So at this point, it don't matter. I agree and disagree with my brother Drew. I'm gonna tell you why. I disagree with you saying Mark Breland should be fired on this sense. Bro, he's 42-0. Mark Breland didn't know what to say in that corner. That's cool. But he's 42-0. Breland got him now. JD's didn't. That's why I believe JD should be gone. Now, bringing somebody else in, I 100% agree with that. He should have had somebody else in a long time ago when he started fighting real stiff competition. When it got to that level, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could always, this is a sport of boxing. You can't never stop learning. And this sport right here, you can never stop learning. No matter how much you think you know. The problem with a lot of fighters is they believe they know, or when they get to a point, they believe they learn so much they don't believe that nobody else can teach them that. But that's a fallacy. You can always learn in this sport. It's always something you can learn. It's always something a veteran can show you. Something, him bringing George Foreman in, I don't like it because George Foreman can't train. But advice that George Foreman can get him is 100. He can learn a whole lot from just talking to George, because George can teach him a lot of mental things. How he came back after the Muhammad Ali loss, how he dealt with the depression that he went through when he took all those years off and then coming back out at 40. You know, he can learn those things. He can also learn tactics of dealing with bigger fighters and heavier fighters. He can learn shit like that. But as far as just learning all around boxing strategies from George Foreman, no, he can't. I know this firsthand. That's family. His son Big John is a big solid motherfucker. He's 6-0 and a one draw. But the motherfucker ain't got no blocking game, no defense. He fights just like George, slow just like George, and overweight just like George. And George trains him. George have some digging fucking bullshit you not. George literally has this man digging graves. 6-foot graves, he by hand. And the motherfucker is strong as an ox. Getting him right strength, yeah. Training him to fight, fuck no. Fuck no. And this coming from me actually seeing what he does against his fighters. But Mark Breland, I would keep Mark Breland because Mark Breland is a good trainer. The problem with Mark Breland is a yes man, so I would bring in somebody different. I would bring in somebody like Nassim. I would bring in somebody like Lennox Lewis. I promise you I would love for Lennox Lewis to come work with him in his corner. That'll be a dream connection for me personally. And seeing the champ. But every fighter have their bad day. Every fighter has their bad day.
What do you think about the advice, taking advice from Mayweather?
No. I don't trust Mayweather. I'm not saying he can't teach him anything. I just don't fucking trust Mayweather.
Absolutely not.
Mayweather ain't gave me nothing to trust him on. Not one thing. He's been so much of a snake. Matter of fact, he wanted Tank Davis to get rid of Calvin Ford and come train with him. And when he didn't, he kind of put Tank on the shelf. Like, I don't
remember that. I remember that match because I ended up going to the fight where Tank ended up winning the belt in that fight. That was the Pedraza. That was around the Pedraza fight. And that's why Mayweather actually threw him in that fight. A lot of people don't know that because of what you just said right there, with him not wanting to get rid of Calvin Ford and stuff like that. So Mayweather was like, "Oh, you know it all? Bet I'm gonna match you tough." Pedraza was really supposed to fight Liam Welch. Liam Welch took the step aside money because Mayweather paid Liam Welch good for that step aside money, and then that's when Pedraza ended up taking the fight with Tank because Pedraza also got paid good for it, and then Tank ended up winning. Everybody always say though that Mayweather really wanted Tank to lose that fight. That's what everybody always tell me.
Well, let me clarify something. What I meant was, maybe I wasn't clear. Whatever Deontay decided to do at that moment, he was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. You fire Breland. Some of us will say, all right, well, he needs to make some changes. And like I said, as the weeks went by, we see the failure in the corner. So it's like, okay, well, maybe he noticed that and he has to make immediate changes. And we don't know whether he's been complaining about that and just been quiet about it or not. We don't know what's going on. Or if you keep Breland, people are going to criticize him for saying, okay, well, he don't see no problem in what he's doing. And he just took his first L and it was a bad one. So he's reluctant to change. So he's going to be destined for failure. So he's damned if he do, damned if he don't. Now, the addition of George Foreman, the only thing I could think of, and this is just my opinion, the only thing I could think of is Foreman is hired as an ear. As a trainer, strategic, I don't know what he's going to bring to the table in reference to fighting Tyson Fury. I don't know. There are two different types of fighters. What is he going to do? Teach Deontay how to stand there? He's not big enough for that. Stand there with a crab defense, you know, it's not going to make sense.
Funny, you remember George Foreman? Matter of fact, Stormy, I know Stormy remember this. You remember George Foreman defense? The way he had put his hands across in like a crossing motion.
It's a cross, cross guard.
Yeah, that's
the crab defense. Yeah,
when
that's what we call. Yeah, we call that on the East Coast.
Fighter do that.
Nah, you haven't seen it in forever. I haven't seen a fighter do it since the 80s.
I saw it this weekend.
Whoa. From who?
From a fighter making his debut fight. Jesus. And the motherfucker looked good doing it.
Really?
But see, every defense got a vulnerability. See, that crab defense is cool. You know what I mean? It's going to definitely protect that body, but it's not good. It doesn't defend well against hooks and overhands. You know what I'm saying? It definitely
that's not true, Act. That's not true, Act. I will tell you, there are two fighters that were in the heavyweight division from the same era of the 70s that learned that defense. The first one was Ken Norton, okay? And the second one was George Foreman, but George used it in his second career, not in his first career. In his first career,
Stormy, I didn't mean hooks. I meant overhands.
No, but either one, because
I seen a fighter get clipped one time with an overhand, but it wasn't nothing crazy.
Joe Frazier also.
We're talking about fighters who are adept at the defense because they've taken the technique and learned how to use it properly. There's guys who imitate that. If they haven't really been taught that, they don't know what to do. Archie Moore came along with that first. Yeah. Okay. Now, he helped teach Ken Norton that defense. And later, George used to catch punches with his hands. Mm-hmm. And that came from Dick Sadler. Okay. Now, that's effective. You don't see guys doing that today. George could stop your punches before you get them off. That's how he beat Joe Frazier. Most people remember him beating Joe Frazier by pushing Frazier back. He would push Frazier. There was a technique he used with pushing Frazier's left shoulder backwards so the hook will always fall short. You understand? That's a technique. And George would catch punches with his hands in his younger years when he was 24 years old when he became the champ. Now, when he came back as the bigger, older George with the bald head, Archie Moore was a part of his training camp and is his nucleus of chief seconds. And Archie was there to keep him honed with his technique of using the crab defense. And George used it very effectively. And he was very strong. I
think George used it good, not as good as Archie, because Archie was still able to keep his balance. And and I definitely agree with what you're saying. Depending on the person, if they perfected the technique, that's going to be how effective and good it's going to be displayed to, you know, the viewing audience and stuff like that. So I definitely agree with what you're saying. And you definitely vulnerable to a body shot at least. You can't, you know what I mean? That crab defense, every defense has a weakness. You know what I'm saying? Definitely has weakness. I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Stormy, the person that did that defense, they got cracked with a body shot and went down.
Yeah, but where I was gonna go with what I was saying,
it was an old fight, it was like an 80s fight. Forgot who used it. I was just watching it not too long ago with my friends. They all came over the house. The person got cracked with a body shot, and I said, "Damn, that's exactly what I would have did if somebody used that. Especially if they would have put it up high, I would have definitely cracked you right in the body. I would have took a step back, probably threw it with the right hand, and probably try to hit you in the liver, get around the elbows, and hit you in the liver, try to drop you." Me personally, that's just how I was strategizing. That's me.
You definitely have to know what you're doing with certain defenses. I know I was in the gym sparring one day, and I tried to do my James Toney impression with the Philly shell, and I'll just say I forget which round, but I went back to the corner, and one of the trainers was like, "Yo, do you see your head?" And I'm like, "Nah." And I looked on the top of my right side. I had a speed knot, like a Tom and Jerry speed knot on the top of my head, like near the back.
That motherfucker just grew.
Shit just grew. I was like, God damn. And I felt myself getting hit. And then, like after the sparring session, I'm sitting down like, yo, this shit hurt, man. I wasn't doing it right. So that was the last time I did that.
Well, where I was going to go with what I was saying, fellas, is this. The thing about those defensive positions, let's call them, or postures, they are effective under certain scenarios and at certain distances. That's the difference right there. And if you're using any of them at the improper distance, you can get jacked up.
Yeah.
The best defensive posture is to have your hands at 10 o'clock. The right hand right by your chin, either to the side of your chin or in front of your chin. The left hand up high where your fist and your shoulder are equal level. That's the best. Elbows tucked in. And I'll tell you why. Because anything that's coming at your head, your hands are in position where you can evade, trap, catch, shoot, counter. Don't move the hands at all. Move your upper body, move your head, tuck, roll under, things like that. But at the same time, when you shoot counter shots, if you're shooting them from that position, 9 times out of 10, you need to be close enough to get those shots off. But at the same time, the opponent can't see where the counter is coming from. That's the thing about guys who have a good reach. Because like Deontay and Tyson Fury, they both got 80-plus inch reaches, okay? But one guy is too busy trying to move and do the feints and stuff like that. And the other guy, meaning Wilder, his hands have not really been in the proper place to do the shots that he needs to do to be effective. A simple tweaking of that from a coach who knows what he's doing can help Deontay tremendously. And there is something to be said about Breland and the career he's had. Breland's style of boxing is not necessarily going to be effective for what Deontay is doing. And one of the reasons is because he's a heavyweight with different extremities as far as his reach and things like that. But a coach who can teach what I'm talking about. Now, somebody mentioned Lennox Lewis.
Wait, time out, Stormy. Wait. I'm sorry, brother. Yo, sidebar real quick. Did they just suspend the NBA season over this virus?
Yes, they suspended the season.
What the fuck? Oh man, this shit is real.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's I got the notification before I jumped on with you. Rudy Gobert was ill tonight, and they ended up suspending the game. They postponed it. They was gonna go on later to try to make sure he was all right or whatever. But then they decided to suspend the entire game. Then they said they were gonna suspend the games for the day, and I guess they had a meeting or whatever, and the commissioner came out and said we suspending the season. Well, they said we was gonna play the season without fans. Now they saying they suspended the season. So I'm not sure if they're gonna play without fans without seasons because I'm getting one from Bleacher Report and one from NBA. I mean, one from NBC News. So I don't know.
Oh my God, this is crazy. I'm
It's
sorry,
real.
Stormy. That shit did that. Now I'm
No,
scared.
that's important. People need to hear what's going on. That makes it
I mean,
very
yeah, that
real.
is. That definitely is. I agree, Stormy. That is because that shit can affect our sport. Because it's
Yeah.
funny, my coach was talking about that. He said, "Yo, bro," he was like, at these tournaments, he was like, "Yo, I bring hospital stuff because I'm about to be working at the senior home anyway." So he's like, "Yo, just bring you a mask." And he was serious.
Don't bring no mask. A mask ain't gonna do nothing for you, bro. It ain't gonna do nothing for nobody that don't have it. If you wearing a mask and somebody got it, you still can get sick. A mask don't do nothing but keep. If you got it and you covering up your mouth, it keeps you from spreading it. It doesn't keep you from getting it.
Wow.
And then that's the coronavirus. Is you remember? Well, I don't know if you was on the chat yet, but Q and Mo fights got canceled due to coronavirus. Mo's opponent pulled out because of the coronavirus, and Q's opponent canceled today too. But they never said why. But I'm pretty sure it was because of the coronavirus because it's on the East Coast. So
It definitely is on the East Coast, bro. You heard about them cases in Westchester, Drew, right? They closed down them schools in Westchester, New York.
Shit's about to get real. They talking about putting the city of Houston. They canceled the rodeo in Houston. If y'all haven't been to Houston and don't know nothing about the rodeo, this is probably one. The Houston rodeo is probably one of the biggest events in Texas, and it lasts for a whole month, every day. They shut it down. That's millions. I'm talking bro. Multi-millions. The city is losing right now because they canceled the rodeo. No lie. Matter of fact, this is probably one of the biggest rodeos. It's losing business. The livestock show is losing business because I got friends that go up there and sell bulls. If y'all want to know how much one bull costs, it costs about $5,000 to $25,000, sometime more for one bull. He goes up there and sells his bulls. He's losing money. Like this shit is affecting more than
My fault, Mac. Not to cut you off, Renee. Salute to Renee Box Young. Salute to my cousin E. I see you in the chat. He said, "Yo, Tom Hanks got the virus too, and his wife." That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yo, what?
How fucking Tom? Oh my God!
Tom Hanks got it.
Now, if Forrest Gump got it, man, us.
But he in Australia. Where the shit at?
Oh shit!
They filming the Elvis movie down there.
Oh yeah, that is true. I heard. Oh yeah, Mac. I heard they started filming Spawn. Jamie Foxx gonna be playing Spawn. That's what's up.
Yo, one dude, a lawyer, came from Asia, lived right up here in New Rochelle, came home. Next thing you know,
don't you do those routes?
Nah, not in New Rochelle. I'm in
you
the
don't
Bronx.
do like Westchester?
Nah, but I'm like 2 seconds from New Rochelle. It's right up here. It's right here. I could walk to New Rochelle. It's not far.
You heard what happened to them schools in Westchester, right?
They closed them shits down, man. My daughter,
like 4 schools down.
My daughter had a daughter dance thing. They postponed it. This is sickening, man. I didn't know this shit was gonna get this real.
And they told me like 2 old people died in like the Boston, Rhode Island area, man.
Yo, man. You see why staying in shape? Staying in shape helps because old people is taking old people down.
Yeah, them old. It's worse. I'm gonna tell you right now. One thing I did read about it. They said that it is worse if you're really old or if you really young, like a baby, because your immune system ain't strong. You know what I mean? Your best chances if you a solid adult.
I was at the doctor today, and the doctor.
98% of the people that 98% of the people that has died from the virus are over the age of 50.
See?
Wow.
But here's something that y'all also need to know. It's been over 100,000 people that have contracted the coronavirus. 50,000 of those people are okay and have gotten over the virus.
Mm.
It's been about 3,000 or less people done died from the virus.
That's still kind of a lot, but I feel what you're saying, though, man.
Are you sure that's a lot, bro? 10,000 people has died in 2020 from the flu in America.
Damn.
3,000 people worldwide has died from the coronavirus.
That's a drop in the bucket. That's not. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You know why people?
One of my boys compared that shit to the fucking symbiote. He says, you know what I mean? Some motherfuckers, some people, you know what I mean?
The symbiote is fake. That shit is in a comic book. This shit is real life. You know why people like stressing over the flu like that? It's because they know they give shots for it and they feel like, oh, if you die, you die. Because a lot of times people get the flu and they feel like they can fix it at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true.
They don't go get the proper shit for it and they die.
Robitussin and ginger ale. You know how black people do.
Shit.
Yo, that's a fact. Yo, you funny, Drew. That's a fact. My mom was famous for that. When you had the flu, she take you to the doctor while you get over it. She bringing you ginger ale.
Man, in the South, you ain't going to the doctor unless you feel to die for real.
Mm.
Yeah, see, it's cold. See, when the flu hits you out in New York, it hit worse.
Nah, that should take you down for like about at least 8 days.
It's cold, bro. It's not. We don't got it like y'all. We don't got that luxury. You know what I mean? We need, especially Manhattan people near the water. What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is fucked up, man. This is fucked up. I guess I don't know, you know, not to sound ignorant or nothing, but I guess when the weather get a little hotter, maybe things will change because this is like flu season crazy, man.
Nah, you ain't lying though. And I be feeling bad for them babies, man. Them babies be going through it, man.
Have y'all ever got sick in the summertime?
Not really. I caught a cold.
I got sick. I had no flu. I remember Drew as a little kid, and I had my Superman pajamas on. And
this nigga's Superman pajamas.
And I remember I had the flat top, the Terry Norris flat top. And I remember I was in the bed and I was out from school. I was sick. I was happy, but I was mad because I was sick, so I couldn't enjoy not being in school. And you know, I remember watching Channel 11, I think it was, and I was watching what's that shit called? Damn, what's that shit? Flash Gordon. They were showing the repeat of that from your day, that Flash Gordon shit. And I remember all my brothers and sisters was mad because I got to stay home from school. But I was really sick though.
No, I don't play that.
I was really going through it.
Hold on. You said Terry Norris. Yo,
flat top.
Stormy, what was that fight when Terry got clipped and he did the bobble back to his corner?
Come on.
That was him with Simon Brown.
I talked about my man's Drew.
Yo, son, that was funny, man.
That's my favorite tech.
That was funny. Yo, Stormy, who was that? Who was that?
Simon Brown, man.
Yo, do you remember that?
You ain't have to. No, come
on.
Yeah,
we talked about it recently on the Three Wise Men, man. We were cracking up talking about that, man.
I remember that episode. And y'all was still good until y'all started talking about that. I had to turn y'all down. I love y'all to death, though. I still was watching though.
Bro, that was bad. I don't know why I just thought about that shit. That shit was hilarious though.
That's the Terry Norris flat top.
hey, what was more hilarious was on the main event on that card that night was Chavez, because they were talking about a future showdown with
Yeah,
Terry
he was
Norris and
laughing.
Chavez. And
Uh-huh.
Chavez and his crew was in the dressing room watching the fight on the monitors, and they was laughing at Terry Norris because he was like staggering back to the corner, and they was imitating his walk and everything.
Oh
They had a
yeah,
good
yeah, that
time
was fucked
in the
up.
dressing room.
That was messed up, man.
And you know, Chavez got that funny looking face when he laughed. Like everything light up because he got a funny ass face when he laughed.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hated watching that motherfucker laughing at Terry.
It took me a long ass time to even like Terry Lewis again. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah, that was bad. That was
Yeah,
bad, man.
when he beat Ray Leonard, dog, I couldn't stand Terry Lewis. I could not.
Oh man, he beat the shit out of Ray Leonard, man. Ray
I
Leonard
hated
had
it.
no business in the ring, man.
Man,
He
it
was
seemed like everything just left Ray Leonard that night. He had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
bro.
He had nothing.
They said, I remember when he went back to the corner and his dad was talking to him. See, that's why I ain't go for. I like them 80s and 90s fights, man. I feel like they was really like, it was really about the training and the fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Terry's dad, he was in the corner with, of course, Fable Sanchez, but he was really talking to his dad. He said, "You all right? How you looking in there?" He reminded me of my uncle saying that. But Terry was like, he headbutted. He said, "What'd you say?" He said, "He's headbutted." He's trying
yo, act. You know what I want you? I want you to, let's talk about what Dewey said out of the at the Mayweather gym. You saw that?
Well, what was said again?
Well, basically, he said Fury cheated. He was trying to be nice about it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Elaborate on that. And
Well,
Papa Free,
basically,
you go after him. You go after him.
Dewey said he was trying to be politically correct, but there is no in between. Especially not in boxing. In no sport. When the ball is out of bounds, it's out of bounds. There's no, it was on the line. No. It's out of bounds. All right. He was very familiar with what Tyson did. And there was a brief demonstration, and he said, I honestly believe, he said it was, he was saying it was sort of like, I forgot the word he used, but there is no in between. Either you did it or you didn't do it. And he did it. Okay, Dewey just debunked and contradicted everything that other mofo said the other day. And and he played the race card. He said that shit. But it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. He in my opinion, he clarified everything that we accused this guy of. And the accusations are very real. We know what we're seeing in video, we know what we're seeing in pictures. But again, it's on YouTube. I suggest everybody go look at it and read what look at what he says. He says everything that we fucking seen, word for word, everything we've seen. He knows what he's. The man knows the sport. He knows what he saw. We know what we've seen, and basically that's it. He clarified everything that we've said. There's no getting around it, and he tried to be politically correct. That's the only thing I didn't like, but. Like I said, out of bounds is out of bounds. A touchdown is a touchdown. You know what I mean? There's no in between.
True. I remember people were saying, Wilder ain't gonna take the rematch. I was, bro, on New York shit, take that shit, man. Dead ass. He's gonna take that fight, right? I was like, I already know that. And what happened? He said that he don't want to do else.
Now let me say this. And this is something that Kurt Sugar pointed out. The reason why George, this is just me speculating, but the reason why I believe George is there is I don't think if it's there for technique, I doubt it seriously. What I think is he needs that second drive. He needs to go to another. He knows now he needs to go to another gear because, contrary to popular belief, George had a second gear, and I saw it in the Ron Lyle fight. Anyone who heard about that fight and never saw it, Go watch the Ron Lyle versus George Foreman fight. That wasn't even a boxing match.
That's
That
probably the fight I go watch all the time when I need a fix. That's one of the greatest fights ever.
that's right. And let me tell you, and for those that don't know, George Foreman was knocking over trees. He was still George Foreman. And Ron Lyle didn't give a fuck about a reputation. And you saw it from the first round. When the bell rang, he ran out and threw a straight right hand. Boom. And George was sidestepped. And he stood right in front of George, and he said, I'm just as tough as you. I'm just as strong as you. Bing, 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 dropped George. Then George came back. Bing, 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 dropped him. Now, normally, now see, here's the difference. You knocked George on his ass. George got back up and says, no, we're not done. I'm going to get that back. A lot different from Mike Tyson. You see what I'm saying? A lot different from Mike Tyson. When I ain't going to say if, every time Mike got knocked on his ass, the fight was over. I guarantee you that. But if you watch when he fought Ron Lyle, George got knocked on his ass about 3 times in that fight, 2 or 3 times. And he came right back and got busy and eventually stopped Ron. A lot of that was him being tired, but George showed heart. So how does that apply to Deontay Wilder? I think he's there for that second ear. He's there to push him mentally, spiritually, if you want to say it, because you know the brothers immersed into the church. You know, as far as technique goes, I wouldn't know, but it's yet to be seen whether he's a good fit or not. But I can only suspect that he's there for an ear, to get in his ear, give him different looks, and give him that extra oomph, that extra push. You understand what I'm saying? So I tell people, go watch that George Foreman Ron Lyle fight. Now, I honestly believe that, believe it or not, George is going to make a difference. George is going to make a difference. But go back, everyone, go watch that Dewey interview. Go watch the Dewey interview, because he pretty much he sides with us and what we think and what we say. I'm totally convinced. Totally convinced. Now, is something going to be done about it? I don't think so. And you know what? I'm not looking for anything to be done about it. What I want done is justice in that ring. And I want some get back. I want some get back. Fuck that.
503. Good shit. I ain't even going to Drew put it all in a nutshell right there. 503, you there? "503. Don't tell me you sleep, man. It's only 9 o'clock over there, champ. It's 10 over. We got it hard over here in New York. It's 10 o'clock already. I guess my brother ain't there, man. Let's. So I don't. Before you guys came in, I don't know if you guys heard the news. About Floyd Mayweather's mother of his child and the passing. Does anybody want to reflect or condolences, or is it a sad topic?
Well, how I found out about it was I know a guy that lives. He said he lived 3 miles up the road from her, and he took his kids to school. And when he came back, he saw all the police cars out there. Then he said he saw CNN out there and all kinds of weird shit. And he got word from someone passing by saying that, you know, she was found in her car or something, you know, dead. And I'm like, wow, that's really messed up, man. You know, and of course, you know, the internet is evil. You know, you already know the spec. I'm not even gonna repeat the things that I've read 2 seconds after I heard the news. My condolences to the family, because all I see is a group of kids lost their mom, and we don't know why or how. And that's messed up. That's messed up, man. I can only hope that those children are going to be okay. I know that's a traumatizing thing. I don't know how old those kids were, you know, or are, you know, but this is not cool, man.
I ain't gonna lie, all kids is all Floyd's kids, I believe, is grown now. Yeah, they all grown now.
Well, this is tough, man. This is
Yeah,
a
it's still
tough thing,
tough,
man.
though.
I
It's
can't
still tough.
imagine.
They young adults, so it's still tough. She had a lot more life to live. She was only 40.
Yeah, she young, man. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I know it's far fetched, but we don't know, if she had health issues or not. I went to 3 funerals and the year just got started.
Facts. That's
You know what I
crazy.
mean?
Me
You
too.
know,
I think more
and
actually.
it's crazy. And these are cats. My boy Darius, rest in power to that brother. I met that brother in 1981.
Wow.
And my boy Larry Liebwitz, shout out to him.
Nowhere near alive.
Yep. My boy Larry Liebwitz, we just buried him this past Sunday. Met him in the set. We all met like in first grade, man. And my homegirl Michelle, she passed, and this was like back to back to back to back. It was crazy.
It's crazy, Drew. New York been crazy.
Yeah,
This lady named Tina Davis, I know she got tasered by the cops, got killed. My boy that I posted on my Facebook, Antonio Williams, when I got fired old job on September, that's the last day he came out to where I was working at, and then he ended up getting killed by the cops. He got killed with a cop by a cop because basically they tried. It was in the Bronx. I forgot what projects he was in the Bronx.
Patterson?
No, he might have been wherever the is at, wherever the blood homies be at. But,
Jesus, man, this is fucked up.
And he was over there, and basically the cops got them in the group, and he wanted to leave because I guess he had a warrant in the Bronx, so he was made a run for it. The other cop chased him, then the other cop followed behind the other cop chasing my boy. My boy got tackled to the ground by one cop. The other cop took the gun, ejected, and hit both of them. The cop died and my man's.
Oh shit. Yo, man. You can't win for losing, man. This is bullshit, man.
Then this ain't it, Drew. This is another thing that's crazy. Then my man Kenny Nash, I came up with. His mom is a security guard at the library, right? This crazy kid that used to work in the library with her that ended up getting fired because he stole from her pocketbook. He would always come back and talk trash to her. He ends up stabbing her to death.
Wait a minute. That was on the news, B.
Yeah, that was my boy's mom.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, that was like 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, that was my boy's mom.
Oh my fucking goodness, man.
Even though my man's is alive, my man's got shot at the bus station defending his girlfriend's brother.
Oh,
and they had to take him to Westchester. They didn't even take him to Presbyterian in Manhattan or Metropolitan. They was like, nah, we taking you to Westchester Medical.
Unbelievable, man.
First cousin Saturday.
Yeah, my condolences, champ. I remember you.
Yeah, and my homeboy, dude. When I used to sell and hustle and do all that back in the Gap, when I was trying to get on my feet, my partner had a trap. I used to hustle with it. Not even gonna lie to you, I used to be the one to break down blunts, roll them up, and sell the 4 for 10 for him.
Wow.
And he still hustled. And they broke into his house, shot and killed him and robbed him. His funeral was just and my first cousin. She died. She was born paralyzed. She was born with a condition, but she lasted 24 years and she passed away.
Now, all of this tragic that we're dealing with, man. You dig?
And then don't forget Pop Smoke, Drew. Don't
That's
forget
right.
Pop Smoke, another
That's right.
Brooklyn dude that died in the same hospital was Big. Yo, he wasn't even old enough to drink, bro. Yeah,
Dogs, he was 20
killed
years
him.
old.
He was only 20, bro. I
He
was
was a
thinking
kid,
about it.
man.
I was like, all of them boxers is older than him. Well, Truck ain't, but all the rest of them that we be talking about is older than him, man. They
Bro, this
gotta
fucking
really, we gotta. I was thinking about. I was like, yo, I gotta really appreciate my life, bro. This
yo,
dude,
my dude. Now check this out. Let me make the connection. Let me bring this connection all the way up to boxing, man. All of this shit that we dealing with, like the two cats that the three people that I lost were due to health reasons, and two of which they didn't know they were sick. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what happens when what would have happened if Fury beat Wilder to death in that ring and over those gloves?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have been devastated.
Dude,
Wilder's my man's, yo. That's why I was mad he even lost like that to Fury, because I said, yo, I'd have rather. I don't ever want to see Wilder lose, but I would have rather it been Dubois.
Dude, I said that. I said I'd rather have been
I would
AJ
rather
Dubois.
have been Dubois. If Wilder had to lose, it's not really that Wilder lost. It's who he lost to. I fucking hate Fury. And I hate everybody who fucking like him because they talk so much shit and they got no choice but to be like, oh, yeah, we get the
man, I've been kind of quiet, bro, because I had
go ahead. I've been wanting to talk.
You know what I'm saying? But I gotta disagree with you on that one, man. I feel like Tyson Fury was the best person for him to lose to, bro, because Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight besides Wilder, bro.
But 503,
nah,
you know that. They didn't think that. 503.
Bro,
don't give that troll credit. Don't give them. All of them trolls saying Anthony Joshua was number one. All of them trolls was saying Anthony Joshua was number one even after he got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. I remember this shit, man.
Fam, listen to me carefully.
Start taking pictures of all random.
Think about what you saying, my nigga. You rather see Wilder lose to bitch ass DJ?
Nah, listen. I'm gonna explain something to you. Let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain.
I mean, goddamn, please
help me, bro. I'm gonna sum it all up. Go to my Facebook and look. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Go to my Facebook and look, and you will see. And then everybody that's trolling me, click on their icon. Click on their icon and read what they're saying to me.
But
read what they're saying to me,
fellas. All I'm saying is this: if you was the person that said, "Okay, Anthony Joshua, he got stopped or whatever, he came back. He a lot of people say he ran. He was using lateral movement the whole fight and didn't want to fight and stayed away basically from Andy Ruiz and boxed very carefully, just kind of like he did with Joseph Parker. But my thing is this: people still put him number one with getting that type of victory. They put him number one still, even before the rematch. I'm just saying this: you cannot say that Fury is number one if you was one of them people that had Anthony Joshua number one after he beat Andy Ruiz. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about us, because I know all of us had Deontay Wilder as the number one heavyweight. That's why it makes sense to what we're saying, that Fury is the number one guy now.
The niggas that are trolling me would not be trolling me if AJ had beat Wilder. I'd say 80% of them would not be trolling me if that was AJ. They didn't give a fuck about Fury until he did something. They didn't even know who the fuck he was. I'm telling you.
Okay, brother Drew, let me ask you this. You think these guys that are trolling you, they're trolling you because you have a certain type of respect and love for Deontay Wilder, right? You think they trolling you because of that, or simply because a white man beat Deontay Wilder?
Oh, they're definitely racist, B. I know what it is.
Okay.
I know exactly what it is. I'm not stupid. Bro, 44 years on this planet, man. I know exactly what this is. I've seen it, man. I know exactly what it is. Listen, nothing's changed about this planet but the technology. I'll say it again. Nothing has changed about this planet but the technology. Everything is still the same. It's still the same. All these motherfuckers trolling me, they didn't even know who the fuck, they don't even know who the fuck Fury fought last prior to Wilder. You dig? They don't even realize that he had 2 fights in between that.
I gotta watch that fight again, Drew. Now that y'all thought. Matter of fact, because you brought that up, Drew, that's making me lead into another question. Sorry to cut you off. Or if you were saying something.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, there's more to this entire situation than meets the eye. Me and Stormy was talking about this behind the scenes, and the conclusion that we came up with is really going to blow your fucking mind, because when I tell you that there's a grand scheme to this entire situation and it all ties into me getting trolled by complete strangers, I'm like, yo, I'm pro Wilder, and I'm not even like out loud with it like, yo, fuck you, fuck Whitey. I don't even say shit like that. I've been saying it as of late because I'm like, yo, yeah, bum squatter. I'm like, yo, who are you?
I get you.
Who are you? I don't even know you. And I'm looking up at I don't even have mutual friends with these motherfuckers. Where'd they come from? They've been watching me the whole time. You dig what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, who are you?
I know exactly how you feel.
So you talk boxing on your real Facebook page?
With a select few people that I know personally. That I know personally.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
See, I never put my boxing shit on my Facebook, man. You know what I'm saying? I kind of keep it on Instagram.
It's an eye opener. It's an eye opener because now I'm glad that I do. You know why? Because when I bring up race and people say that I'm jumping the gun and it's not about that, I just send them screenshots. But then how do you explain this? How do you explain that? I don't know this person. And they just coming onto my post, trolling me, and I don't know this person. We don't have no mutual friends, nothing. Why is he even attacking me? 2 comments in, race comes up. You only rooting for Wilder because he's black. What? You don't know me, nigga, or cracker, or gook, or spick, or whoever the fuck you are. Get the fuck out of here. I'm talking to a nigga with an owl as his icon. A picture of an owl. Who the fuck are you?
I'm not even much gonna lie to you, Drew. I've been meaning to tell you that too, man. You be giving these trolls a little bit too much energy, man. I don't like, even on Instagram, like when the shitstorm first had hit, I was like, man, Drew going in on these motherfuckers. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But I know what you be trying to do. But bro, they not gonna never understand, bro. They not gonna never understand, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's a bait and switch. All of their responses, I screenshot. So when the next motherfucker says that I'm only concerned about race, I send them the picture.
Yeah.
It's a setup. I always do it. And they fall for it 100% of the time. I know exactly what I'm doing.
And
plus, sometimes he be going with them boys. Like see me, bro. I would leave like one comment, but I'm not finna go like back. Like Drew will like go, but he will go with them niggas. Like him, BFTB. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas would do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do that shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point, it's spam, bro. That's how it's spam.
I will not. You see, I got off your channel that day because I just can't do it. My energy won't let me because some of these niggas, I be wanting to see them in face to face. Now tell me what. Because bro, I swear, I like to fight. I don't mind fighting. And when I meet certain people, when they talk stupid and don't even listen to reason or anything like that, bitch, I want to hit you in your mouth. Fuck all this talking. I like to talk to intellectual people like y'all because we can actually have conversation back and forth. Even if we get heated, it's still a conversation back and forth. But when people don't listen to reason or anything, man, fuck all this talking. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm like 503. I don't try to post boxing on my regular channel, on my regular Facebook page. But because people know me and know what I do, they bring it to me anyway.
That's it.
My little nephew in the Bronx, he run my fan page. So a lot of y'all like pages on YouTube, he'll post it on like the fan page on Facebook. I don't even control it. My little nephew do it from the Bronx, from Webster, Claremont over there.
Claremont,
You know,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah. He be controlling the page. Like some days he'll just post random people in the LDBC. You know what I mean? They be showing.
But I bait the trolls because they always say something stupid, and they show who they are, and no one can. Whenever someone accuses me of keeping racism alive by pointing out racism, that's an obvious trick. We as Black people keep racism alive by pointing out racism. That they do that to us all the time, and all I do is I just send a screenshot. Yeah, I'm keeping it alive. They explain this shit right here, and sooner or later they leave me alone. Like Wilder Lost, when I got home, I cut on my Facebook, trolled by motherfuckers I don't even know. I'm like, who is this? Who's this? I don't know this person. Clicking on their pages, we don't even have mutuals. So who the fuck are you? You dig what I'm saying? Calling me all kinds of niggas. It was crazy. I said, wow, look at this. Who is this person? I don't even know this person. Look at that. Crazy. You calling me out my name. I go to your page, you smiling with your blonde hair, blue eyes, white teeth, arm in arm with your girl and your moms and shit. Yeah. Stand on your square. I'm just waiting for the motherfucker to say he's as close as Philadelphia. Got a surprise for him. That ain't nothing but a 2-hour drive. Nothing.
Let me ask about Otto Wallin, yo. Do you think Wilder should apply some of those tactics? Because I don't care what nobody says. Otto Wallin did a hell of a job. What you think, Stormy? I didn't hear from you in a while. If you still up, Storm.
I'm here. Well, you have to understand that.
How'd you think Otto Wallin did in that fight against Fury before he fought Wilder? What'd you think about the overall fight? Storm.
I think that he did well in the fight, and what happened was he ran into the wall where he got tired. And for certain fighters, if you've only fought at a certain level, you don't know about the proverbial second wind. Fury came on when Otto Wallin got tired. But Otto Wallin realized he had a second win in those last 3 rounds, and he began to pick it up again. Mm-hmm. But the scoring was a little questionable. But that was the saving grace for Wallin. He found out he had a second win. He got tired, and it looked like I don't want to say it looked like he wanted to quit, but he looked like he could do no more. He was winded. Because it was a hard pressing fight for him, because once Fury got that cut, Fury started fighting a different way and being more physical with him and trying to take the fight to him. But he was all game for that. But he hit that wall as far as his stamina. And then when that second wind kicked in rounds 11 and 12, you saw his efforts. He even had Fury kind of reeling. And I think that was that 12th round, the final round. He had really come back. Now, mind you, this was not a fight where Fury had iffy gloves, right? So he was basically fighting the guy on the up and up. Imagine if Otto Wallin, had an opportunity at a second goal or something. He knows that he can compete with Fury, which is amazing, because why wasn't Otto Wallin all busted up and everything? Huh?
Otto Wallin had a great plan. I think Otto started to the bottom, and he was mixing it up, and he kind of stayed in there with Fury better than I expected him to. Mm-hmm. He kind of really surprised me. You know what I mean? How he was able to give Fury trouble. He was very awkward.
Well, see, let me tell you something. The reason why that fight went like it did is because that's really the level Fury is. You guys give him credit for being this great boxer. He's not. He's a tall guy.
I'm with you, Stormy. I'm with you, Storm.
He's a tall guy, and with those type of with those type of advantages, height and reach, he's hard to get to for anybody that's good, that's shorter than him. But he fought to the level of that's where he is. Now, Emmanuel Stewart gave him credit for being a good boxer and being a tough guy. I agree with one of those. He's a very tough guy. Very tough. If you put him down, he'll get up and keep fighting until he can't fight no more. I give him that. But as far as his boxing, is nothing special. He's just a tall guy who knows how to use his height and reach, and he could box a little bit, but he's not a great boxer. He's not. That height and reach saves him from everything.
Man,
it's just like having a 7-foot kid in the 8th grade that you could throw the ball to and he can drop it in the basket. It's like you can't do nothing about it. He's not that good. He's just fucking tall as hell.
That motherfucker looked like a young Andy Reid at 14.
Listen, how about this? Let's keep it simple. How many open palm strikes did he dish out in any of those fights between Wilder? I didn't see any. I went right back and watched those fights. I ain't see no open palm strikes. That's all I'm saying.
I really didn't like what I saw in the second fight once the footage started getting broken down, and to see the lumps on Wilder's head and everything, it really pissed me off because who else has he fought that he produced that type of, and there's something else that we all of us, the LDBC, all of us brothers on this panel, from now on, we have to question fighters who bust people up and they ain't known to be busting people up. You have to question something with the gloves or their hands or something like that, because there's a certain kind of damage you can get in the boxing match facially, okay? And then there is when something is wrong with wraps or the gloves. It produces a different type of wear and tear on a fighter's face. Have to start paying much more attention to that. You have to, because
Agreed.
It's there. It's there in front of your face. Anybody, fucking Fury and Wilder fought 12 rounds, and Wilder didn't look like that. So how all of a sudden a man who has barely had a cut in a fight is going to come out looking like he looked after 6 or 7 rounds? Just because Fury came in at 270 plus pounds don't equate to punching power. It don't. You just a fatter fuck in there. You understand? And it's like you come out there and you're doing certain things, and this man in 2 rounds, he's got blood coming from places. He couldn't make blood come from Wilder in that first fight in 12 rounds. We have to start taking those kind of things to task and being on it straight away. I have to start, especially because we produce content. So we have to look at this with a very critical eye going forward, all these matches. And like Drew said to you guys, we have something brewing for a big conversation that we need to have behind the scenes on this situation, because when we present this information to you brothers, it's going to twist your fucking caps backwards.
It damn sure is, man. It damn sure is. I'm telling you, this is some serious shit, and it's something that's right in our face, and we just look right past it, right in our face. But it needs to be said.
And Drew, we gotta put this together, man. We should not go another week without having this put together, where we get these brothers together so we can have this forum.
I want to do it this weekend because I'm actually having a medical procedure done. I'm having some surgery. I got a fucking hernia. I'm having that shit rectified on Monday, so I want to do it this weekend.
Okay,
I definitely will do it this weekend.
Hey, breaking news. President Trump has restricted all flights to Europe.
Damn.
Good.
This shit has been stopped right as of right now.
Where's Floyd?
Huh?
Where's Floyd?
With Floyd.
Yeah, and he in Europe somewhere, and he in Russia or some shit.
Oh well.
Yeah,
I
it's fucked up.
have no sympathy. He do better any goddamn way. But I ain't got no sympathy for nobody that's over there.
That's what's up.
But I know he gonna want to have to fly back to be with his kids.
That's true.
You know, because of what happened with their mom. Because I know that's his oldest kids.
So tell me this.
Or no, I think that might be the middle kids.
You should have been on the first thing smoking. Don't he got a private plane?
Yeah.
So he shouldn't have been waiting. Bring your ass back. Come on. Because you know what's going on right now. You know it's spreading like wildfire. 200 people died in 24 hours yesterday in Italy.
God damn.
I'm not saying everybody
God damn. Fuck the symbiote. This shit, the T virus.
I'm just saying.
Nigga.
I'm just saying. I understand this happened all of a sudden and things like that. But if something like that happens, man, I'm on the first thing smoking. But I can't say everybody's me. You know what I'm saying? I understand you're going through something. But bro, that shit that happened, you stuck. You stuck. You over there with the virus, don't bring the virus back.
Nigga, this nigga said T virus. I'm the only nigga that know what to do if that shit ever happened for real. Real.
Yeah, that new Zombieland was good too. That Zombieland double tap, that shit was dope. That shit was dope. Yeah, man, it's sad, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Just be as careful as you could be, man, when you go out, man. Try not to go out as much, you know, try not to be in crazy large public areas if you can help it, man. That's all I can say. Omega Red, I see you in the building, champ. I see Ron Finkley in the building. I already shouted Ron out. You've been in the building. Yeah, man. I think I covered pretty much everything. Oh, one more thing before we go. We're gonna close out with this. Cause I ain't talk about my Baltimore light-skinned brother in a minute. So they saying that we're gonna get Leo Santa Cruz on pay-per-view with Tank Davis. Then in December, we're gonna get him and Ryan Garcia. What y'all think, man? It's opened up, man. Anybody can click that button. This one's a free.
I guess I'll go first. I'm gonna keep it simple. Fuck Leo Santa Cruz. I hope he loses every fight moving forward. I'll never forgive him. Yeah, so he could eat a Johnson between two slices of bread.
Oh my goodness.
And salute the Tank. Hope he gets it together. But anything with Santa Cruz name attached to it, I don't care. I hope he lose. Him,
he is gonna lose the Tank. I know he gonna lose the Tank.
Yeah, he'll get his head peeled like a banana. That's all I got on that. Anything attached to Cruz, I hope he lose. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
All right. 503. I know you got something on fight. Ryan and Tank. Think about that.
Yeah, what you talking about? You said Tank and Leo Santa Cruz?
No, after Tank fight Leo Santa Cruz, him and Tank later in December, later in the year, this year in December, they supposed to fight.
Ryan and Tank supposed to fight?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's dope, man. I've been trying to see how all this shit gonna play out at 135 anyways. We all had expected Santa Cruz and Tank, man, for the summertime. That was gonna be Tank breakout fight, man. I know it's a lot of big things coming for the kid, man. All he gotta do is stay focused and stay free, man, and try not to live up to the Mayweather curse, man, because he damn sure doing that right now, man. But I think him and Ryan, man, whoever win that fight, man, they're gonna be the next future superstar boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like all of the young up and coming guys coming up, man, that's who they gonna turn to. They gonna turn to the Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Quote unquote sign with these big money promoters. You know, get the following on social media and shit. Get the wins in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the blueprint that Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia is leaving out there in the ring. I think Tank Davis is doing it a little bit more better in better fashion, in my opinion. But Ryan definitely is making his way, man. He got a lot of spectacular first round knockouts, man. I think a lot of people they still question his knockouts. You know what I'm saying? But I think his talent is undeniable, bro. Just like Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis' talent is undeniable too. So man, bro, I just want to see all these dudes fight, man. And my main thing I just want to see all these dudes fight each other, and I want to see Devin Haney and Tank Davis at the end of the road, man. That's what I got on it, bro.
I don't think I ain't gonna fry. I don't know. That'd be crazy if that did happen. But I'm thinking Devin. I can't see them really letting him. I know they probably.
You saying that
Yeah,
Tank and Devin will never fight? That's basically. No, you saying basically Tank and Devin will never.
I don't think so, man. I want to see them fight. I really do, because I like the storyline, and it was always that talk. But I think it's going to be one of those type of things to where it's not like Earl Spence and Crawford, where they really like are spitting the shit and want them or Joshua and Wilder. I feel like there's not a lot of people that's really fiending for that, like that. But it is like us diehard nerds, boxing nerds that really want that. I feel like they're not drooling over that. It's not juicy like a steak. You know what I mean? That particular fight. You know what I mean? I want it to be, but I don't think they'll fight because of their camps. I think they camps want them to be buddy. In my opinion.
Nah, fuck that.
Not really not Devin side. Not Devin side. Because I ain't gonna lie, I know Devin really does want to prove himself. I really could feel it. I'm not just saying that. I could see Devin really, and I'm not saying Tank don't want to, but Tank is being more of a businessman than Devin is. Devin is good. So
yeah, that's because Devin don't got the options, bro, like how Tank got, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's not Tank's fault. He in a better situation.
Yeah.
You remember what we talked about? What you mentioned earlier? What me and you was talking about earlier, just now, when I said Mayweather tried to shelf Tank because Tank wouldn't train with him. When he fought Andrade and got that belt, he ended up being the man that everybody wanted to fight. Literally everybody. That him becoming that person made him the money man because everybody wanted to fight him. So everybody watching and looking to see who Tank is. But in all honesty, man, I'm like this. The way this sport going, man, you fighters, y'all get y'all motherfucking money. I want the best to fight the best, but I want these fighters to get paid too. If they ain't getting paid,
but we say that all the time, big bro, and I understand it's totally what you're saying. But at the end of the day, could we actually have that in the real as a boxing fan and as a journalist or a media member, whatever you want to call a content creator? Could we have that balance to where we want to be pro fighter, but we also want to be pro fan? You know what I'm saying?
I do because everything I put out there is pro fighter. I'm pro
Right.
fighter 100%. I haven't swayed away from that, and y'all see it every time we talk about it. And if a fighter fuck up, I'm gonna hold them accountable. But at the same time, I'm riding with the fighter at the end of the day, no matter what, because they're the ones putting their life on the line for our entertainment. We sitting here complaining and talking about how much these fighters getting and they purchases, but at the end of the day, these fighters know what they putting on the line just so they can get this money. We not putting our life on the line. We behind the camera.
Better talk.
Yo, where's Lomachenko landing all this? I just want to know.
Oh yeah, we can talk too. Teofimo.
Yo, you got
In May. Teofimo in May 12th. Stormy, you there?
from New York.
I wanna hear. Yeah, I'm going. Storm. MGM. Storm.
Yes, sir.
What you think about this fight? I want to get your opinion on this T.O. and Lomachenko fight. I ain't think about that one. Shout out to the person that brought that up in the panel.
T.O. and Lomachenko.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting fight because T.O.'s youth and enthusiasm can work for him, but he cannot make up for the lack of experience. And I think that that's the trap that Lomo is going to try to set for him. If he's expecting Lomo to hang his head out on a lantern to be popped off like the previous opponent did, he got another thing coming. Now, he does have that proverbial puncher's chance because he's got a nice pop and everything. But you also have to understand that Lomachenko has the experience of having been hit before. It's like, what is it that T.O. can really show him that he hasn't seen? And then flip the question around, vice versa. There you have what's interesting as far as how the fight can play out. If the fight ends early, it'll be because T.O. was able to get to him quickly. And if the fight goes distance, T.O. is going to have to worry about all the traps that Lomachenko can set for him. I think it's the right type of fight because there's a tremendous upside if he wins, just like when Anthony Yard went in against Kovalev, and Anthony Yard almost did it. And I think the things that he didn't do in his training and stuff, lack of sparring and certain other things, step up fights and stuff like that were what were detrimental as to why he ended up losing. But in this case, they want that smoke, but it could be a situation of where they bit off too much too soon. It could work out that way. But right now I got it like maybe 70-30 for Lomo. And that's not a slight at T.O. It's just the fact that he's fighting a very experienced fighter. And, even when Lomo has had difficulty in the past, like when he got dropped and everything, and he came back and he won, it's like that says something when fighters can make adjustments. Has T.O. been in there with somebody he's had to make adjustments with? No, pretty much everybody he's been put in against, he was favored to win. So now he's in a situation where, if anything, this fight begins as a 50-50 fight. But the more you look at the experience that Lomachenko has and the willingness to take him on, you have to factor in some other things. So that's how I see it. And that could change as we get closer to the fight because we'll get a chance to see how they're looking. We get to see them at the weigh-in and stuff like that. I'm starting to realize that sometimes the weigh-in is extremely telling for some of these guys because of what they put their bodies through to make the weight, and then, how much they may have to rehydrate and things like that. So that's a huge factor as well. So, but that's how I'm looking at it at this stage as we move toward the fight.
Hey, Stormy, there's always that banana peel.
Oh, you know it, brother. You know, we seen them banana peels at work this past weekend, bro.
Oh man, listen, man, they're everywhere. Yeah, I see it like how you see it. Tiafimo has a lot of energy. He's having fun out there, but he's at that point now. Now he's entering the big leagues. We see his performances. He's ready. So now he's gonna face adversity in this fight. He's gonna face adversity in this fight. If he dominates Loma, that's something else. But no one's looking for him to do that. I want to see how he looks after the 7th round when he has to think outside the box like a Marine, when he's not dictating the pace and he's in a position where it's like, okay, this ain't working, that ain't working. What am I going to do? There's about 1:30 left. He's up on the cards and what I'm doing is not working. And I don't know what the judges are looking at. You know, I don't know. What am I going to do? Is he going to show frustration? Is he going to fold? What is he going to do? And this fight is going to be very telling. But, you know, popular belief is that Loma wins, you know, 70-30. Okay. You know, but, you know, will his energy take him through? Or when it comes time for him to think outside the box, when that time comes, will he be able to do it? Will he be able to do what it takes to win? But we're going to see. We're going to see. I'll make a pick later, though, because 30% is still 30%. You know, but I'll make a pick as we get closer to the fight. I'll make a pick. I'm not going to do it now.
And I'll give you one more thing to think about, fellas. Check this out. Tiafimo has already shown us publicly and socially he has some problems with confidence and also mental stress.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo. Those are the type of things that will come back to bite you in a fight, especially the big fights. If things aren't going your way, what may happen? So that's something to really factor in as you guys make your assessments going forward, because those mental insufficiencies, they don't get better. They don't.
That's right.
Yes, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all both had great points. Y'all both had great points. Let's get ready to close this thing out. Before I get ready to close it out, I do just want to say Loma gonna die old school in the rain, you know, New York style. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm not worried about it. I think T.O. now he's at a point where you see how his family was arguing and he had the tough fight with the Japanese tall cat, but he still won. He got hit, of course. And then he took a long vacation to Greece with his new fiance. So, and then he came back, and I think that a lot of fighters do that, but he's one of the people that definitely needed it because of the lack of I want to say I don't even want to say it's some I'll just say it's sometimes mental lapses and sometimes him doubting, you know, his abilities at times outside the ring. I'm not going to really say inside the ring because I see the confidence and I think that he has everything, but I know what Stormy is talking about. And I don't believe that he doubts himself anymore that he won the title though. You know, maybe before that, I would have agreed more before beat like a Richard Comey, and then the fashion in which he did it too. Very easily. And that's another thing too. Loma fought people, but all of the dudes that I feel like that's on the list that Loma fought, the only one to me that had numbing power and that was a real knockout artist was Nicholas Walters, the Axeman. Other than that, nobody else was really a knockout puncher like that. This will be the second person to me that's a legitimate knockout puncher that Lomachenko is facing. And that's all I want to say. But Stormy, give me your last, brother.
Oh man, thanks for having me on. Like I had said earlier, we didn't have Smoke City Modcast tonight, so I just wanted to come on and help you out and, you know, continue to bring the people something, because everybody wants to have something to hear. They get used to those time slots and they be ready for some shows. So we have to go on stage for them. And I want to say salute to everybody that's on the panel tonight. And as Drew Titan had mentioned earlier, we do have a serious conversation that needs to be had between the brothers in the community with this ordeal that has shook up the heavyweight division after the fight between Wilder and Fury. It's a conversation that has to be had amongst us. And once we have it, you'll understand why we are not opting to just air it out publicly right now, because it is something that it's a discussion that requires us to have this behind the scenes first, and we'll know how we can speak responsibly going forward. So stay tuned for that. As soon as we get that all organized, we would be asking for everyone to participate in this conversation, because it's important going forward as we cover the sport.
Yes, sir.
But thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
No problem. And salute, Money. I ain't see you in the chat. Matt.
What's up?
Matter of fact, nah. Drew. Let Drew.
I'm gonna go ahead and get mine because I gotta jump off real quick.
Oh, okay.
Man, I appreciate you sending. We had a good cook. It's been a while since we got to chop it up on your channel like this, but man, it was good. Appreciate you sending this link. Man, it was a great conversation. You know, it was a good time being, you know, with Stormy. It's been a while since I got to chop it up and cook with Stormy and Drew too. Been a while since. And Drew, I got to get back on your show one time. We got to chop it up, especially on his fitness.
Absolutely.
Into this summertime. 503, you gonna be on tomorrow?
Nah.
No, I'm talking about 503.
Yeah. If I do, I'll probably come on a little early or something. You know what I'm saying? And do it. Yeah.
All right, let me know. But y'all
So
know
you ain't gonna be my fault. You ain't gonna be on your regular time, Father?
Nah, because if I do, I'm gonna get off early because I gotta go to baseball practice tomorrow with my kids and shit. If they don't cancel practice, but so far they haven't canceled the shit. So yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Mac. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, man. I just appreciate you sending that link. And man, it's your boy Mac with Stay Ready Boxing TV. You ain't got to get ready for Stay Ready, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate Storm too. Now, Drew, go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on, brother. You know, Bronx always on deck. You know, we connected. Kinfolk and all that good shit. I am Drew Titan, Bronx on deck, 100%. You can follow me. You follow me on Instagram, Drew Titan. You can follow me right here on YouTube at Drew Titan. Tomorrow, I'll be having my show, LDBC Raw. That's the acronym, stands for Respect All Warriors. And I'm talking about trainers, I'm talking about fighters, I'm talking about managers, promoters, everybody. I'm going to have a little bit of everything coming through there. Tomorrow, I'll be on 3 p.m. Eastern time. My guest will be Freddie Pendleton. And he's going to be on there strong. He's going to have a lot to say. He has a lot of stories to share. Trick Nolte might be sliding through. You know what I mean? I'm going to holler at Stormy and try and get him on if he's available. And we're going to have some fun. You can also catch me every Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. LDBC Strong. I discuss health and wellness and staying on point health-wise because, you know, I'm at that age and you heard early, a lot of people, it don't take much to drop dead out here. So we got to eat right, live right, and stay tight. Thank you for having me on, brother.
No problem. You're going to have to bring me on there one day.
Absolutely.
503, man. Close us out, man.
Man, appreciate you, man, for shooting that link, man. This has been a return of the Jamboree. You know what I'm saying? Brought to you by, man, the Berserker Boys, man. Shouts out to the whole Berserker clan, man, the full Berserker clan. You understand me? Shouts out to my brother, Ek Reacher 45, man, for doing the show, man. He came through in the clutch, man. It wasn't no Smoke City tonight, so he held it down for us, man. Much love to Stormy B, man. Drew Titan, you know what I'm saying? Stay ready, man. The OGs, man. Much love to you, bro. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Hopefully we can do this again, man. Keep that Jamboree going. Get your page back up, man, and we're gonna do the damn thing, man. Much love to you, bro. It's your boy 503 Line, and I'm gone, man. It's time for real. Peace.
Yeah, man. I appreciate all everybody that came in, gave their opinion. Shout out to everybody that participated in the chat. Man, y'all really be flowing in here on the late nights, man. I have to start doing the midnight sessions again when I get the schedule right. Well, we'll see how it goes. But you definitely gonna catch me at 2:30 Saturdays. It's your boy, I never see you, and I'm